Or good afternoon, I guess. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kristi Noem. I'm the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. And for the last 43 days, we have been dealing with a government shutdown that has dramatically impacted the lives of the American people. And people were not just inconvenienced, but they were also damaged and harmed by what Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and the Democratic Party did to the American people. What I'm so proud of, though, today, and what I'm here talking about today, is the outstanding patriotism and service of our TSA officers and officials that stepped up every single day to make sure that those individuals at our airports and at our transportation systems continued to be safe and secure while they went about their daily lives and limited the impact on those families that relied so much on getting to where they needed to be on time. So today we are announcing that we are going to be handing out bonus checks of $10,000 to TSOs, to agents who work for TSA who served with exemplary service. And what that means is that we are going to not only continue their paychecks like they should have received all along, but also they're going to get a bonus check for stepping up, taking on extra shifts, for showing up each and every day, for serving the American people, and taking seriously the mission that the Department of Homeland Security takes seriously and that they take seriously every single day, and that's keeping the American people safe while they go and commute across the country and while they do their work and business and take care of their families. Today we're going to talk about a couple of individuals that did incredible things here at the George Bush Airport, that stepped up and took on extra challenges, extra hours, even though their families were dealing with some difficulties because of the government shutdown. They were examples to the rest of the individuals who worked with them and endured those hardships and continued to shine a light on really what is special about America. We have Rico, who is with us today, Mr. Walker, and I would like to focus on Rico a little bit today because he is not only a 20-year officer, but he's also a member of the National Deployment Force, which means that he takes on extra responsibilities at TSA. He not only fulfilled every one of his hours during this shutdown, but he also was more than willing to take on extra shifts to make sure that the public didn't have any kind of hardships, delays, or security concerns during this government shutdown that was facilitated by the Democrat Party. I also have Ashley next to me. Ashley has continued to serve at TSA. I believe she came to work here in January and showed up and has been an example of an excellent employee, but she also, during this time, was through the process of trying to buy a home when the government shut down. She was going to be moving and excited about undertaking that change in her life with her family, and that had to stop dramatically when her paycheck quit coming, because of what was happening with Chuck Schumer and the Democratic Party refusing to ensure that our security officials were getting their paychecks. I'm hopeful that she will be able to go and purchase a home soon, now that that has been restored, that this bonus check will be helpful to her and her family at pursuing the American dream of home ownership, and that also, as we talk about her, that her example of optimism and cheerfulness despite these kinds of hardships will be something that the rest of our TSA employees can look to, but also the American people, recognizing that even when these challenges come, that we can take them on and continue to be an encouragement to people around us. So today, though, we have many other TSA officers here that I'm going to be handing bonus checks to. Every single one of these individuals served with exemplary service, which means they were an example of not only taking seriously the security concerns and measures that TSA has to every single day in the Department of Homeland Security, but also they went above and beyond. They helped individuals, they served extra shifts, they helped with transportation of people getting back and forth to work, other challenges that families may have. They were all examples of what we need, and we will be continuing to not only recognize employees across the country, but we will be looking at every single TSA official that helped serve during this government shutdown and do what we can to recognize that and help them financially with a bonus check to get them and their family back on their feet. So with that, Rico, I want to present to you a check and say thank you from the American people. Appreciate it. Ashley, thank you. Yes. And is Leo here? All right, Leo.
housekeeping. Very much. Thank you. Thank you so much, your work. Take care. Yes. Take care. You guys should come on down. Your time now. Yes. Thank you. Are you continuing? Yes. How is it? Good. Thank you. Watch it. Make sure it's very neat. Do you want some hurdles? Thank you. Anya? Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. And this is well. Richard. Carla? Thank you. You are Jason, right? Good. Sonia? Thank you. Good. Edna? Good. Thank you. Jennifer? Rolando? Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm also incredibly grateful for everyone in this community, this airport, the private companies that stepped up and helped support these families during the government shutdown when their paychecks stopped. And I just can't say enough about the partnerships that we've been able to build in light of this tragic situation when the Democrats shut down the government, that we still saw the best of America. We saw people come together and support each other, take care of each other, and go above and beyond to make sure that the mission of the Department of Homeland Security was fulfilled, that it was to keep the American people safe with honor and with integrity, and that we can continue to do that. I do want to recognize our Federal Security Director, Juan Sanchez, who is with us today, and thank him for his service and all of his hard work to take care of people and keep them safe each and every day. He also has two deputies, Jimmy and Jose, who help him every single day in this role and in this facility. And I also am extremely grateful for how they have partnered together with those private companies, individuals, and donations to make sure we are taking care of our frontline individuals, keeping our security measures in place. There's a lot of exciting things going on at TSA, a lot of good news, and we're grateful that we are able to not only support the families that are a part of our workforce, but that also we've been able to implement policy changes that make travel easier for those individuals who go through TSA. I think everybody is very happy about the security measures and technology that we've implemented, but then also allowed people to do different measures going through security lanes, such as keeping your shoes on, and still going through the technology that's necessary to make sure that we have safe transportation systems. We are implementing veterans lanes and military lanes so they can have a special screening process that's expedited for them, being grateful for their service to our country. And also, we're implementing family lanes across the country for families that may have small children, recognizing that that's a little bit of an extra challenge getting through the TSA security checkpoints, and we want to make sure we have extra help there and extra measures to help do it in a way that can be pleasant and enjoyable for that family as well. We're continuing to make sure that the investments at TSA facilitate the traveling public. They support the individuals that live in this country, but also the commerce of this country to make sure that our businesses and our families that make the backbone of America continue to be successful and to be safe while they do that, meeting the emerging threats we may face from around the world. We're grateful for these TSA employees behind us today. We're grateful for their example, what they mean to America, the fact that they show up even on a bad day. They continue to do their work, and they do it with embracing the mission of TSA, which is to serve the public and to keep people safe. Many of them took an oath to this job because they recognize the threats that America faces, and they wanted to serve in this position to help keep people safe. I think that's remarkable. We need more people like that in this world today, and I think they're all great Americans. So thank you for your service, and with that, I will ask Juan, did you want to say a few words? I'll let you open it up to you, and then we'll take some questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. couple of words. I really just want to thank my entire leadership team for getting us through this challenging time. For the many leaders across the country at TSA, I know it's been really tough, but thank you for bearing in there and hanging out and looking after our people. That's exactly what it's about. We couldn't have done it without these officers behind me and the entire leadership team. It was an entire group effort. We were supported by the airport community, our key stakeholders in Houston, and likely across the country. So thank you all, and my hat's off to every TSA employee. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. With that, we'll open it up to any questions you may have. Yes, sir.
Since you don't pay for your weapons here in Houston, you know the total amounts of these checks here in Houston and across the country?
This is not everybody here that works at this airport that will be getting checks. We're going to continue to evaluate every single employee that helped during the shutdown and stepped up and went above and beyond.
Another question.
Sure.
Checks for people who went above and beyond. I think those who had to be called out sick, those who had to stay home with their children, for example, might not be getting these checks.
That's not necessarily the parameters. We're going to look at every individual that did exceptional service during this period of time when there were so many hardships. So the mission of Transportation Security Agency is to facilitate safe travel for commerce and for individuals that go through our country's airports. People who met that mission and went above and beyond are the folks that we're focused on. Yes.
My name is Octavia Johnson, Houston Chronicle. I was also wondering what was the total amount of people who were working unpaid in TSA?
Oh, there was tens of thousands of individuals that stepped up and continued to serve. Many of them took on extra shifts, much like Rico did, to fill in for individuals who couldn't necessarily be there every single day. But we're so proud of every single individual, whether they were a frontline agent at a security gate, whether they were administrative. There was many of them that made sure that things still continued to operate at our airports that needed to be done, and tens of thousands of individuals did extraordinary things during this shutdown that we're so grateful is over after 43 days. Yes.
Hi, Sean Marcellus, CBS News. Just curious, what did will TSA workers receive coming back then? We've heard that air traffic controllers might start seeing about 70% of their back pay in the next day or so. Is the same going to apply to these TSA workers across the country?
Yes, we're facilitating that as soon as possible. They've already missed pay periods and recognizing that that's a hardship on their families. So we did all of the administrative work that we needed to late last night to ensure that that payroll would be processed as soon as possible. And within the next coming days, they will get that into their bank accounts.
And then just to follow up, compared to the last government shutdown, there were a lot less call-outs from TSA and from the workers at airports. What do you think the reason for that was?
I think they understand the mission of this administration and the role and the importance that they have within the government. The Department of Homeland Security specifically, we have been very dedicated to making sure that each of our employees feels appreciated, that they understand the responsibilities that they have, but also the mission for why our department was created. Our department was created in response to the terrorist attacks of 9/11. And TSA is unique because so many of the employees that I talk to that work in this agency specifically signed up because of a story tied to 9/11, because they understood the responsibility that we have to make sure that individuals getting on these airplanes are the right people, people that love this country, that want to just travel and not to commit harm and harmful acts against individuals. And that's why they serve, and that's why they joined this agency. So we're grateful for that, but I think having those conversations and supporting their families is very important. I've told many people that when you are having a crisis at home, when you're dealing with something difficult at home, you can't pay your bills or your family's struggling with a health issue, it's very difficult to do your job with excellence. It's very difficult to do your job with every part of your being when something at home isn't going right. And so that's one of the things that we worked to do during this government shutdown that was pushed on us by the Democratic senators out in Washington, D.C., was to make sure we supported our employees, took care of their families so that they could show up every single day and make sure they kept America safe.
Leslie Dulles Ford with Fox 26 KRIV here in Houston. Does DHS support classifying TSA agents as essential with guaranteed pay to prevent this situation from happening again?
That's something that we're definitely having conversations still with the administration and the White House on. Absolutely, every single one of the agents in front of us, I believe, are essential. I think that these employees at the Department of Homeland Security are essential because they are a national security agency. The task of the Department of Homeland Security is to ensure the safety of every person who's in this country, would leave or come into this country. We have authorities and jurisdictions over every single product or good that is in this country or leaves this country and comes in. And then also jurisdiction over the internet, what's said or communicated or sold. So it's broad authorities, and the people that make sure that we do our jobs every single day are essential to making sure that our security is guaranteed.
Last question.
Basically, it's for donation. Is there any specific amount of money to be designated to the workers in general? Millions?
We have, because of reevaluating and being efficient and being diligent with taxpayer dollars, have $2,025 that have been left over from some of the savings that we've been able to negotiate on different contracts and different spending requirements that when this administration came in. We will be utilizing that to make sure these bonuses are paid. But no, we're going to be recognizing employees who served with exemplary service. They will be getting $10,000 checks, each of them, and we will continue to recognize all of them that we believe are extremely deserving serving during such a difficult time as this. Anything else? Okay, thank you. I appreciate you being here, and God bless you.
Thank you for saying this.
Thank you, man, for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
These are documents for you that obviously get your direct. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thanks, Bill.
Yes.
Yes.